In this world, there's something called the $1 trillion club. And as you can guess, the entry fee is $1 trillion. So who has this kind of money? I mean, even the richest man in the world doesn't, meaning he's not part of the club. Sorry, Elon. Well, the answer is companies. Companies whose valuation has hit and surpassed $1 trillion. And the interesting thing is that this club currently consists of only 6 members, which include Apple, Microsoft, Saudi Aramco, Amazon, Google, and most recently Nvidia. Now, I can understand why the first 5 companies are a part of this club because, think about it, their products are so popular that everybody knows about them. But what about Nvidia? Except for tech lovers, gamers, and those who follow industry trends, I bet that only a few people know that a company called Nvidia even exists. So, how come this not-so-popular company beat even Facebook to join the $1 trillion club? In this video, we'll show you how Nvidia slipped quietly into the ranks to become a $1 trillion company. The rise of Nvidia. In 1993, Nvidia burst into the tech scene from a humble Fremont condo spearheaded by the visionary trio CEO Jensen Huang and his brilliant colleagues Chris Malachowski and Curtis Priem. Their mission? To revolutionize personal computing with cutting-edge 3D graphics chips. Fueled by their belief in a vast untapped market, they set out to turbocharge computing, leaving competitors green with envy. Thus, Nvidia was born, its name inspired by the Latin word for envy. Jensen Huang, now the CEO, didn't rely on traditional business plans. Instead, he honed his entrepreneurial skills through voracious reading and countless legal consultations. 6 months of relentless discussions and preparation culminated in Nvidia's incorporation, with a modest investment of $200 each. This initial stake granted them 20% ownership, laying the foundation for Nvidia's meteoric rise. Nvidia burst onto the scene. Windows 3.1 ruled the PC world. The iconic Sony PlayStation hadn't even made its debut yet, and Siemens hadn't unveiled the groundbreaking S10 displays that would usher in the era of colored displays. Picture this. The graphic landscape was nothing like what we see today, but amidst this backdrop, Jensen Huang and his co-founders saw a golden opportunity in the burgeoning realm of 3D graphics for gaming. These guys recognized that creating 3D graphics in video games placed intensive mathematical pressure on the central processing unit of PCs, and so they went ahead to create a chip that could handle these calculations in parallel, blazing past the CPU's serial limitations. Thus, the NV1, Nvidia's inaugural GeForce graphics card, was born. A marvel that seemingly integrated 2D and 3D graphics acceleration. While the NV1 faced its share of challenges, Nvidia persisted, forging ahead to redefine the very fabric of graphics technology. Then came 1997, when Nvidia found itself teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. Prior to that year, the company received an order from Sega, a key player in the gaming realm much like Nintendo, the powerhouse behind the iconic Sonic series, to create graphics cards for their cutting-edge 128-bit console. Nvidia agreed and went to work, and everything seemed to be on track until Microsoft's big announcement in 1997. With an earth-shattering announcement, Microsoft unveiled a texture mapping approach that would make Nvidia's product incompatible with Windows 95. This was a massive blow to Nvidia because with Microsoft's announcement, it seems like they only had 2 options, which were to stop building the card for Sega or build an inferior product that wouldn't make much sales. The first option would make them go broke instantly, while the second would make them go broke much later. This was a dilemma for the CEO, and the question that continued to ring for days was, what would they choose? However, it seemed like there was a third option. Jensen Huang picked up his phone, put a call through to the CEO of Sega, and told him that his company wouldn't be able to build the graphics card because of Microsoft's plans. But Jensen didn't stop there. In a humbling tone, he requested that the CEO of Sega pay him in full because without the money, Nvidia would be gone. Surprisingly, Sega paid him, and according to Jensen, he still doesn't know why the Sega CEO did that. But the money was able to sustain the company for the next 6 months, during which Nvidia built their next graphics card, the Riva 128, which put them back on the map. But it wasn't until 2 years later, in 1999, that Nvidia unleashed a game-changing marvel into the world, the GeForce 256, a graphics processing unit, or GPU. Unlike other tech companies, this technological marvel didn't just arrive, it stormed onto the scene with innovations like hardware transformation and lighting, setting a new standard for graphics processing. With the launch of the GeForce 256, Nvidia didn't just enter the market, it seized the throne, marking the beginning of its reign as the undisputed leader in the industry. The GeForce GPUs didn't just power games, they revolutionized industries like computer-aided design or CAD and scientific computing. Riding high on this wave of success, Nvidia didn't stop there. In 2000, the acquisition of 3DFX bolstered its position even further, solidifying its dominance. But Nvidia wasn't content with just ruling the gaming and professional graphics realms. Oh no, they had bigger dreams. In 2001, they boldly stepped into the integrated graphics market with Enforce, expanding their reach and leaving competitors scrambling to keep up. And their dedication and excellence didn't go unnoticed. In 2002, Nvidia's meteoric rise was recognized when it was crowned the fastest growing American company, a testament to its relentless pursuit of innovation and quality. Fast forward to 2007, and Nvidia had experienced so much growth that it decided to dive into the mobile scene with their Tegra system-on-a-chip SoC platform, aiming straight for smartphones and tablets. But that wasn't enough for them. Oh no, they also leaped into the high-performance computing or HPC world with their CUDA parallel computing architecture, basically turning GPUs into superpowered multitaskers. Then in 2008, they dropped the mic with the Tegra mobile processor. But guess what? They were just getting started. Before AI was the talk of the town, Nvidia was already cooking up something special. They tapped into the magic of deep learning and AI. And in 2015, they unleashed the mighty Tegra X1 and Nvidia Drive. That move? It was their golden ticket into the world of autonomous vehicles and deep learning, and also marked the beginning of their path into the $1 trillion club, although it didn't happen until 8 years later. In a thrilling quest for innovation, Nvidia achieved groundbreaking milestones like the revolutionary Turing architecture in 2018, revolutionizing computer graphics with real-time ray tracing. Then, in 2019, they unveiled the dynamic Nvidia Studio, celebrating the vibrant creative community. Building on this momentum, in 2020, Nvidia made waves with the acquisition of Mellanox, propelling their influence in high-performing computing and data centers, and setting the stage for the remarkable Nvidia Ampere GPU architecture. Before the 2010s, Nvidia was primarily known for powering video game consoles like the Microsoft Xbox and Sony PlayStation. However, the dynamic landscape of Silicon Valley in the 2010s pushed Nvidia to expand its horizons. One exciting development was their collaboration with Google in 2014, bringing Nvidia chips to the forefront of Google Chromebooks. Not stopping there, automotive giants like Tesla also hopped on board, integrating Nvidia chips into their vehicles for advanced driver assistance systems. Then came the unexpected twist of the COVID-19 pandemic, shaking up work routines and igniting a surge in demand for data centers. Coupled with newfound enthusiasm for gaming during lockdowns, Nvidia saw its revenue soar. Despite these gains, Nvidia's $22 billion revenue in 2022 paled in comparison to its competitors' hefty $66 billion. But everything changed in 2023 with the onset of the artificial intelligence revolution, where AI programmers unlocked the true potential of Nvidia's GPUs, realizing their unparalleled efficiency in powering cutting-edge AI software like ChatGPT. Nvidia's foresight in investing early in AI is paying off big time, with every tech titan now vying for a piece of these coveted chips. From Amazon to Google, Meta to Microsoft, and even Oracle, everyone's jumping on the Nvidia bandwagon. Microsoft even spilled the beans, boasting a staggering 10,000 Nvidia chips powering OpenAI's supercomputer. With Nvidia churning out a whopping 80% of all GPUs, they are the undisputed heart of the AI revolution. Little wonder their value skyrocketed past the $1 trillion mark in 2023, firmly cementing their place in the AI Hall of Fame. Recently, Nvidia's latest earnings report sent shockwaves through the market, surpassing all expectations and propelling the company's value beyond $2 trillion. This meteoric ascent cements Nvidia as a formidable force in the tech industry, surpassing even giants like Meta, Tesla, and Samsung to secure a spot among the top 6 most valuable companies globally. The question now is, will Nvidia continue its stellar rise, potentially challenging titans like Amazon and Alphabet, or is this just a fleeting triumph? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. Until next time!
The world's richest individuals, where charismatic yet controversial characters like Elon Musk play the rock stars. Bernard Arnault moves with the elegance of aristocrats. And Jeff Bezos orchestrates Amazon's global takeover like a tech titan symphony. An unexpected hero is quietly queuing up for the #1 spot on the list for the wealthiest person on the planet, Jensen Huang. Nvidia's maestro visionary poised to become the kingmaker of the coming AI revolution. All the while, he's smiling to the bank as he changes the world and his wallet one chip at a time. Since 2020, Huang, in the tech world's version of a Cinderella story, has been on a turbocharged ride that will likely park him at the top of the world's richest list by 2030. With a net worth already clocking in at $64.2 billion, thanks to Nvidia's eye-watering $2.1 trillion valuation, Huang is seizing the throne of the AI and graphics chip revolution. His strategic mastery and technological foresight haven't gone unnoticed. In 2021, he earned a spot in Time 100, Time magazine's yearly roundup of the globe's most impactful personalities. And he's sure enjoying the fruits of his digitally infused labor, living the high life in a sleek 11,000 square foot palace in San Francisco's ritzy Billionaires Row. Huang's chip plateau isn't just any swanky crib. It's a fortress of modernity with 7 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and amenities fit for a gregarious giant in the graphics space. It's also got a movie theater for the family's viewing pleasure, a wine cellar that could make Dionysus weep. Plus, it throws in postcard-perfect snapshots of the Golden Gate Bridge and Alcatraz Island for free. And inside, it's all about refined elegance, with decor and design that scream 21st century mega mogul. Adding a touch of humanity to this tech titan's narrative, meet Lori, Huang's partner since their lab partner days at Oregon State University. Together with their 2 children, Spencer and Madison, they form a formidable force behind the scenes. While Spencer dabbles in nightlife with a Taipei bar that snagged a spot on Forbes' Top 50 in Asia, Madison is charting her own course in the family empire as the product marketing manager for Nvidia's Omniverse, a venture that sounds like it's straight out of sci-fi. But the Huang family's legacy isn't just about wealth accumulation, it's about giving back. Their foundation pours resources into public health, STEM education, and higher learning, illuminating the path for countless aspiring minds in the California Bay Area. The Jensen and Lori Huang Collaborative Innovation Complex at Oregon State University stands as a testament to their commitment to fostering collaborative research and education, ensuring a brighter future for generations to come. First off, picture a world where the wealthiest individual isn't peddling clothes, cars, or rockets to space. Nope, it's someone who's crafting the brains inside computers and video games. Spoiler alert, that someone is Jensen Huang. By 2030, he's projected to rule the wealth chart for several key reasons. Let's talk numbers. Over the past decade, Nvidia's financial performance under Huang's guidance has been nothing short of spectacular. From a solid revenue of $4.13 billion in 2014, they've skyrocketed to a mind-blowing $26.9 billion by 2023. That's the kind of growth that spells financial dominance in neon letters. And Huang's personal net worth? Well, it soared to over $60 billion in just a few years. But here's where it gets really interesting. While billionaires like Arnault and Musk are reigning in industries that might face slower growth in the AI revolution, Nvidia is sitting pretty in the fast lane. Think about it. As digital transformation becomes integral to everything from self-driving cars to advanced medical diagnostics, the demand for Nvidia's technology is only going to skyrocket. And Huang isn't just resting on his laurels. Nope, he's diving headfirst into cutting-edge technologies like quantum computing and deep learning. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the future of computing power and efficiency. And guess who's leading the charge? You got it, Nvidia. Now let's put this into perspective. 10 years ago, Arnault was dominating the luxury goods market with a net worth of around $35 billion. Under his leadership, LVMH made a cool €30 billion in 2014. Fast forward to 2023, and LVMH's earnings had jumped to a jaw-dropping $86 billion. That's nearly triple the growth rate, showcasing Arnault's wide influence and market control. But here's the kicker. While Arnault was making waves in luxury goods, Huang was busy revolutionizing the tech world. And guess what? His wealth surged right alongside Nvidia's success. That's the power of foresight and innovation, folks. Jensen Huang's rise with Nvidia to other heavy hitters in the wealth game. While luxury mogul Bernard Arnault's empire boasts a hefty $190 billion, Huang's Nvidia has been on a meteoric rise. Starting at $4.13 billion in revenue in 2014, Nvidia skyrocketed to $26.9 billion by 2023, a jaw-dropping 6x increase, nearly double that of Arnault's LVMH. And here's the kicker. Nvidia's dominance in AI and gaming sectors promises exponential growth in the years to come, outpacing traditional luxury markets. Now, let's talk about Elon Musk. While Musk's ventures are undeniably innovative, they come with a level of unpredictability. From Tesla to his space projects, Musk's financial strategies can be as volatile as a roller coaster ride. On the other hand, Jensen Huang's steady hand at Nvidia paints a different picture, one of consistent growth and strategic vision. In the fast-paced world of tech, where innovation reigns supreme, Huang's approach seems poised for long-term success. And then there's Jeff Bezos, the titan behind Amazon. With a fortune of $161 billion and Amazon's revenues nearing $470 billion in 2021, Bezos has certainly made his mark. But with Bezos stepping down as CEO and diversifying his investments, the trajectory of his wealth accumulation may see a more gradual incline. Meanwhile, Huang and Nvidia are at the forefront of the AI revolution, primed for explosive growth in the coming years. Born on February 17, 1963 in Taiwan, Huang's journey is a testament to ambition, perseverance, and triumph over adversity. But how did this son of Taiwan rise to become a dominant force in the tech world? Well, let's rewind to the 1960s, a time when the tech landscape was vastly different from what we know today. Huang's early years were marked by humble beginnings and a thirst for knowledge. From a young age, he has displayed a keen interest in technology and innovation, laying the groundwork for his future endeavors. As he grew older, Huang's passion for technology only intensified. He pursued his education with fervor, eventually earning a degree in electrical engineering from Oregon State University. It was here that the seeds of his future success were planted, as he honed his skills and nurtured his entrepreneurial spirit. But Huang's journey was far from easy. Like many immigrants, he faced his fair share of challenges and setbacks along the way. Yet, through sheer determination and grit, he persevered, refusing to let obstacles stand in the way of his dreams. And then in the early 1990s, Huang's life took a pivotal turn. Armed with a vision and a drive to succeed, he co-founded Nvidia, a decision that would change the course of his life and the tech industry forever. From its humble beginnings in Silicon Valley, Nvidia quickly rose to prominence, thanks in no small part to Huang's visionary leadership. Under his guidance, the company became a powerhouse in the world of graphics and AI, revolutionizing the way we interact with technology, shaping the digital landscape. But what sets Huang apart from other tech luminaries is not just his business acumen or financial success. It's his unwavering commitment to innovation and his relentless pursuit of excellence. Throughout his career, he has remained at the forefront of technological advancements, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible and inspiring others to do the same. The Huang surname isn't just a name, it's a byword for influence and achievement in Chinese and Taiwanese society. From dynastic scholars to revolutionary heroes, the Huang family has left an indelible mark on history. And at the forefront of this legacy stands Jensen Huang, a titan in his own right, destined to shape the future of technology. Born in the early 1960s in Taiwan, a time of economic ferment and social transformation, Huang's childhood was marked by the collision of tradition and modernity. Against this backdrop, his family made the bold decision to seek a brighter future in the United States, eventually settling in Tacoma, Washington. But the road to success was far from smooth. Huang faced numerous challenges, from navigating a new language to overcoming cultural barriers. Yet with his mother's ingenious teaching methods and his own fiery determination, he forged ahead, embracing his new identity as Jensen, a savvy branding move that would serve him well in the corridors of Silicon Valley. Education was paramount in the Huang household, with Huang's parents instilling in him a relentless pursuit of excellence. And excel he did, distinguishing himself academically and demonstrating a keen aptitude for strategy and competition, traits that would prove invaluable in his future career. But Huang's story is not just one of individual triumph, it's also a tale of family ties and rivalries. Enter Dr. Lisa Su, the dynamic CEO of AMD and Huang's second uncle. Their familial connections adds a personal twist to the competitive saga unfolding in the world of AI chips, where AMD and Nvidia vie for supremacy. The rivalry between AMD and Nvidia isn't just about business, it's a reflection of the fierce competition driving innovation in the tech industry. Nvidia's record revenues and AI chip sales have propelled them to the forefront of the generative AI boom, where AMD diligently works to fortify its position in the AI domain. And beneath the corporate veneer lies a personal dimension to this rivalry. Su's journey from Taiwan to the pinnacle of AMD mirrors Huang's rise to prominence, underscoring the fusion of intellect, strategic acumen, and unwavering leadership that defines both leaders. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.
If I ask you this question, who is currently the most powerful tech CEO in the world, I'm pretty sure your answer would either be Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, or Jeff Bezos. Or you might even say Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google. But sorry folks, your answer would be wrong. Sure, each of these guys has taken a turn at being the alpha dog in the tech industry, but none of them can claim this title right now. So, who is he? In this video, we'll reveal to you the new tech CEO currently ruling the tech world quietly. I know it's a bit shocking that Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg have been pushed out of the helm of leadership in the tech world, but if you think about it, it does make some sense. I mean, Musk is now a polarizing figure. Zuckerberg sold the world a social media dream that, frankly speaking, has turned into a nightmare, and Jeff Bezos ejected himself from being Amazon CEO simply because he has a new dream of making rockets, and he also wants to frolic around with his fiancée on his yacht. But if that's what makes him happy, good for him. Anyway, the point is that at the beginning of 2023 there was a vacancy in who would claim the title of boss of the tech world, and when ChatGPT was released, it seemed Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, might claim the title. But he didn't, because he hasn't been in the game for a long time. However, the AI boom of 2023 has brought a new guy to the head of the tech table, and he did it without the usual fanfare. You can even say that he slipped into the ranks. This man is none other than the CEO of tech company Nvidia, Jensen Huang, and yes, he is the new boss in town. Jensen Huang has never been among the top 5 richest people in the world like Elon, nor is he a household name like Bezos or Zuckerberg, but his company Nvidia currently beats Tesla, Facebook, and Amazon by far in terms of valuation, earning him a place in the trillion-dollar club, a club with only 6 members whose companies are all valued above the trillion-dollar mark. And the reason for all this is that Huang is a patient monopolist who saw the future of artificial intelligence 10 years ago, took advantage of it, and is currently reaping the rewards. But first, how did it all start? Jensen Huang was born in 1963 in Taipei, Taiwan, where he spent the first 10 years of his life. However, in 1973, Huang's parents decided to send Huang and his brother to live with their aunt and uncle in the US due to the social unrest in Southeast Asia at the time, before relocating to the US themselves. According to Huang's 2002 interview with Wired, this period was an interesting time in his life because his aunt and uncle, who were also immigrants, mistakenly sent Jensen and his brother to Oneida Baptist Institute in Kentucky, a reform school instead of a prep school. Although the kids were tough, sometimes entering into fights with pocket knives, Huang admitted he loved it there. Eventually, Huang and his brother moved on to Oregon to join their parents, where he graduated from Aloha High School. In 1984, Jensen received his first degree in electrical engineering from Oregon State University, and according to him, that was the perfect year to graduate, because the first Mac computers had just been released, ushering in a new era in personal computing. After graduation, Huang worked in a variety of roles at LSI Logic and Advanced Micro Devices, both of which were chip companies soon after he bagged a master's degree in electrical engineering from Stanford University in 1992 and left LSI to build Nvidia. At 30 years old, Huang drafted the paperwork for Nvidia with 2 of his friends, Chris Malachowski and Curtis Priem, at Denny's restaurant in San Jose, California, in 1993. It was the same restaurant where Huang worked part-time when he was still a student, and the introverted and shy Huang learned how to be more outgoing. The idea was to create a company that built graphic chips for personal computers, which was quite fantastic, but the process of getting funding was not easy, so for the next 6 months, the three friends gathered together and did nothing except talk and have lunch. Eventually, the company was incorporated with $200 each, giving them a 20% stake in the company. The company's main product is its graphics processing unit, also called a GPU, a circuit with a powerful microchip at its core. When Nvidia first started, the company only sold these GPUs to video gaming companies, and everything was going well, at least as well as it could for a small startup until the year 1997, when the company almost went broke. At the time, Nvidia was working on an order from Sega, a key player in the gaming industry, to build graphics chips for its gaming console. However, Microsoft unveiled a new texture mapping approach that would make Nvidia's product incompatible with Windows 95. This was a blow to the company because it was barely surviving and needed the money from Sega to keep floating. But Microsoft's announcement meant that it had to go broke instantly by stopping production of the card, or go broke later by building an inferior product that wouldn't bring much sales. However, Huang refused to give up, and he thought about a third option, which was calling the CEO of Sega to tell him Nvidia would no longer work on the order, and humbly requested full payment, which didn't even make sense. But somehow Huang did just that, and surprisingly it worked. Sega paid in full even though Nvidia didn't fulfill its part, and according to Huang, he still doesn't know why the CEO of Sega agreed. But whatever the reason, that payment was enough to sustain the company for the next 6 months. 2 years later, in 1999, the year Nvidia went public, the company unleashed the GeForce 256, a graphics processing unit that not only opened new possibilities for the tech world, but also placed Nvidia on a path to greatness. Nvidia's GPUs did not just revolutionize the gaming world, they also changed the game for computer-aided designs, mobile devices, and scientific computing, which Huang began to market in 2006. Then came 2013, when Huang, based on promising research from the computer scientific community, decided to bet Nvidia's future on artificial intelligence, which had disappointed investors for decades. Brian Catanzaro, the lead researcher for deep learning at Nvidia, later stated that he had doubts at the time, but 10 years later, Huang's bet had paid off. 2023, the year of artificial intelligence, unlocked the vast potential of Nvidia's GPUs for powering AI software. And as every tech company is jumping into the AI revolution, Nvidia is right in the middle of it. One Wall Street analyst put it like this: there's a war going on out there in AI, but there's only one arms dealer, Nvidia. What this means is that instead of manufacturing chatbots or any AI products such as Tesla's self-driving cars, Nvidia produces the chips that make these AI products possible. And since AI is here to stay, Nvidia's not going anywhere either. It's no wonder that when it was revealed that the game-changing ChatGPT chatbot was trained on an Nvidia supercomputer, it spurred the largest single-day gains in stock market history. In June 2023, the company hit the $1 trillion market capitalization mark, making it the 6th most valuable company in the world. However, 9 months later in March 2024, Nvidia took the tech world by surprise by hitting and surpassing the $2 trillion market capitalization, thereby beating Amazon to become the 3rd most valuable US publicly traded company. And the amazing thing is that it's showing no sign of stopping. This gain is also translated into the net worth of Jensen Huang, which soared to $81 billion, making him the 20th richest person in the world. So Jensen Huang may not be the richest guy in the world with a company whose product is a household name, but his foresight into the AI revolution has certainly paved the way for him to be the most powerful tech CEO in the world. At least for now, until someone else rises to claim that title. What do you think about Jensen Huang? Do let us know in the comment section below, and remember to like, subscribe to, and share this video.